Hi friends, many of you are asking us about the cost of living in Turkey. Is it still worth it to move to Turkey? Is it still cheap? So if you are considering moving to Turkey and particularly Antalya, stay with us in this video. We are going to tell you all about the prices of rentals, transportation, residence permit cost and insurance, the cars, the supermarket items, the utility bills, the beach entrances, and restaurants. If you are liking this video, take 5 seconds to hit the like button and subscribe. Let us start from our title. Don't come to Turkey if you are looking for a job to work in Turkey. But if you are looking to retire in Turkey, or you are looking to invest in Turkey, you have a capital to open a business, then that is fine. Come to Turkey. Because if you are looking to work in Turkey, the local market is very saturated and unemployment rate is very high. Also, the language barrier is a big problem for you if you are going to search for a job. One more tip before we proceed with the prices. Once you acquire the residence permit in Turkey, you are not allowed to work. If you want to work in Turkey, you need a work permit. The work permit is different from the residence permit. The work permit is usually provided by the company you are working in or by the business owner. The two main areas for expats in Antalya, Lara in Murad Pasha and Konyaaltı. Nowadays, before you apply to your residence permit, just make sure that you are allowed in the place where you have your rent to acquire a residence permit, because there is a rule now: when 20% of the population are foreigners, you are not allowed to acquire a residence permit in this region. So you have to be renting in a different region. So you can check online and check with the landlord for this purpose and ask the Göç İdaresi. The Turkish people are really having a hard time with regarding to the cost of living. The inflation rate, it is the highest since 24 years. It increased by 83%. The net minimum wage in Turkey increased from year 2022, which was 5,500 Turkish lira, to 8,500 Turkish lira nowadays, which is equivalent to 445 US dollars or equivalent to 414 euros. So it is a 35% increase. So imagine what will happen in the market and how the prices will go crazy. Now let us move to the most important things that you are looking for, and let us start with the housing rent. The rentals in Turkey increased drastically, especially in Antalya after the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Too many people from both countries came to Antalya. The monthly rent for an apartment 1+1 equivalent to 70 square meters is around 7,000 Turkish lira, the minimum in an expat area or in a nice area in Antalya. And the monthly rental fees for a 2+1 equivalent area to 120 square meter, 130 square meters, price is 12,000 Turkish liras, and it can go up to 20,000 Turkish lira. It depends on the area that you are looking to rent. So the minimum price for a house to rent 1+1, it is 367 US dollars as of today's exchange rate, or 341 euros. So imagine if the minimum wage for a person in Turkey is 8,500 Turkish lira and he's a single person and wants to rent a house. The rental fees of houses in a local area where less expats are found, you don't expect to pay much less. So it will be similar or a little bit less, but it is still high with respect to the Turkish salaries. The rental contracts in Turkey are done on a 1-year basis. So if you don't want to renew your contract, you have to acknowledge the landlord, I believe, 2 weeks before, or if you want, you can acknowledge him 1 month just to be on the safe side, 1 month before the end of the contract that you don't want to renew. And by law, usually, the contract increase every year of a maximum 25%, but it's not the case that is happening nowadays in Turkey because the inflation is very high. So the landlords are increasing the rent by 50% and sometimes multiply it by 2, like what happened with me last year. So if you don't want to go to the law and to hire a lawyer, etc., you can accept it or leave. The transportation fees. When you come to Turkey, you want to move. The first thing that comes to your mind is, how can I save money? The only way to save is by using the buses or taxis, but usually buses are much cheaper. Once you come, you can jump into any bus if you are at the airport or inside the city and use your own credit card. As you heard me, credit card. You don't need to buy a bus card where you can buy it later if you want, and you can save just fractions with regarding to the credit card fees. So if you are using your credit card, just hop in inside the bus, scan your credit card, and it will charge you 9.85 Turkish lira. I am standing here in front of bus station. I'm going to try my credit card and see if it works as they say. It's an international credit card. Let us test it when the bus comes. So no matter how long is the ride of the bus that you are taking, for a one-way ride, it is $0.52, equivalent to 9.85 Turkish lira. Taxis. If you want to use a taxi, it's really easy. You can just push the button, or you can just wave your hand to have a taxi in Antalya. And once you start the meter, it starts with 10 Turkish lira, and then for every 1 kilometer, it is 8 Turkish lira. So once you stop, you just go by the meter and pay for the taxi driver. And if you would like, it would be nice if you round the invoice and round it up, because I believe the Turkish people need some help nowadays with this economy. And for me, the worst transportation method that I have tried are the scooters, because really it's very expensive. Imagine once you unlock the scooter, it's 2.69 Turkish lira. And then for every 1 minute on the scooter, whether you are driving it or not, it is charging you 2.69 Turkish lira. So it is really very expensive. If you are going for around 20 minutes, you're gonna pay around 70 Turkish lira. So if you can hire a taxi and go there, it will be faster and you will have an AC in the summer, etc. So it's your choice at the end. When you first arrive to Turkey, to facilitate your things, as I did before, I rented a car for 1 month, so I can move easily and get my things to the house, etc., etc. So if you want to hire a car, if you want to rent a car, I suggest that first you go with an international company. You know that they have many offices if you are going outside of Antalya, so you can change the car if there is a problem, etc. Definitely their price will be a little bit higher than some local companies, but more guaranteed, and they have access all around Turkey. Also, the prices of car rentals per day starts from 400 Turkish lira in the low season, and in the high season it will be doubled or tripled. Internet fees. If you want to bring internet to your house, you're gonna have a contract with one of the providers, and you need to have your iqamet first. Once you issue your residence permit, then you can apply for internet for your house, and it is usually done on a 1-year contract basis or 2 years. 2 years it will be a little bit cheaper. So if you are planning to stay for 2 years, or your residence is for 2 years, definitely go for the 2 years plan. So for example, if you are going with Türk Telekom, the one that I am using, a 1-year contract for a speed of 24 megabytes per second, you might opt for more, up to 100 megabytes per second or 1000 megabytes per second, I believe there is. The minimum is 24 megabytes per second speed. All the installation and the modem, it will be made for free by the company, but if you want to cancel, the company will retake their items. Mobile phones, with respect to Turkey, prices are increasing drastically. From the year 2022 to the year 2023, my mobile bill doubled. So I was paying like around 58 Turkish lira. Now I am paying 120 Turkish lira. So I'm just going to give you a small example. If you want to have a SIM card in Turkey, with Turkcell you can get 6 GB monthly and 900 minutes for 120 Turkish lira. With Vodafone, you can get 750 minutes of talking time and 10 gigabytes and 250 SMS monthly, or for 28 days, for 95 Turkish lira. But I believe the prices of the mobile phones with respect to Europe and to USA, it is still cheap. Here is what concerns everyone: the utility bills. The electricity bill will be between 400 to 500 Turkish lira per month if you are not in the cold season or in the hot season. If you are in the summer, for example, in Antalya, in July and August, your invoice will go up too much, around 2000 Turkish lira. Or if you are in the winter and it is very cold, you need to turn on the heaters. So really it will be very high, like around 2200 Turkish lira. Small example for us, where before we were paying around 400 to 500 Turkish lira during the winter season, where there is not much cold to turn on the heaters, while now we have a new baby born, Milano, so we need to keep the heater turned on all the time, or most of the time, to maintain the room temperature for him. So our bill is topping up to 2200 Turkish lira per month. The water relatively in Antalya is cheap with respect to other places in Turkey, as I know, but you expect to pay between 100 and 150 Turkish lira for two people in a house. If you want to buy a house in Turkey to acquire residence permit, you can do this, but you have to pay 75,000 US dollars at least, and the money needs to be transferred from outside Turkey into Turkey. And if you want to acquire a citizenship in Turkey, you can buy a house for 400,000 US dollars if you can afford it. That's good, so you can get the citizenship within 3 months. Prices of the houses really skyrocketed. 75,000 US dollars, you can buy a house of around 50 to 60 square meters. If you want to buy a car in Antalya, don't worry. You just choose the car, pay for it now, and its price will increase later. This is how it is in Turkey. If you buy a car today for $10,000, you sell it the next year for $12,000. So the prices of the cars are also tied to the US dollar. So whenever the Turkish lira depreciates more or loses value with respect to the US dollars, the prices are going to increase more and more. Whoever comes to Antalya wants to enjoy the beach of Antalya. The beaches of Antalya are very nice and you have access to many of them. Many of the beaches are under the municipality and you can just pay around 30 Turkish lira to rent a sunbed and an umbrella. Also, if you want, you can go to a private beach that there is more service there and it's more fancy, and you expect to pay around 200 Turkish lira in the year 2023. Also, there are some beaches that you can take your sunbed or you can take your chair and your umbrella and access it for free. I'm going now to show you the price of a restaurant or outing that we did today in Konyaaltı area, in a nice restaurant on the cliff with a very nice view, and you will see how much we paid today. Here we come to the residence permit fees. The residence permit document fees are 356 Turkish lira. Each country has a different price. I'm showing you now the list of the prices. For example, USA, they pay 25 US dollar for the first month and $5 each month fees. So if the first month is 25 times 11, so it is 80 US dollars per year plus the 356. Some countries, they pay less. As per this chart here, there is an agreement between their country and Turkey. When applying for the residence permit or ikamet izni, definitely you need an insurance. It's obligatory. You can opt for a private insurance that you choose to pay for, or there is something that is called yabancı sağlık sigortası, or it's called residence permit insurance. So it will cost you between 1,000 Turkish lira up to 4,000 Turkish lira for the age of 65. Now let me take you on a tour to see the prices of the supermarket items. I'm going to show you in the supermarket most of the basic items that are needed daily or essentials, and then you can determine if this suits you or not. The supermarket that I'm going to visit, it's called Migros. It is a mid-range supermarket in Turkey. It's not cheap and it's not high-end. See you in the supermarket. I want to have some tomatoes. It's 21.50 Turkish lira per kilogram. Different kinds of tomatoes. Hot chili pepper. Biber Charleston with pepper. Mushrooms. half a kilo is 29.90. Cucumber, there is an offer, it was 33.9, now it's 26.90. The price of cabbage, lahana in Turkish, 1 kilogram is 7 Turkish lira. Pumpkin, 1 kilogram is 16.9. See, if you need courgette, it's kabak sakis, it's 27.95. Lemon, 1 kilo is 17.90. This is avocado, one piece is 17.90. Apple, it's 14.90. This is orange. This is orange for juice. 1 kilo is 14.90. This is lettuce. It's 12.75. It's called marul. This is mint. Mint is called nani. 17.95 for one pack. Relatively, it's small. This is another kind of lettuce. It's called salata kıvırcık, 8.95. This is potatoes. It's 7.95, 1 kilogram. Meat here in the supermarket at Migros. It is for 6.30 Turkish lira. It is 90 grams. In the market outside, I believe it's a bit less, or maybe it has more weight. One pack of toaster bread. It's 23 Turkish lira, 0.90. There is an offer, it was 26.95. There are a variety of bread. Whenever you enter a supermarket, it's always at the beginning beside the vegetables. This is the main bread of Turkey. It's called sofra ekmek. One piece is 5 Turkish lira. This is it. You can see they pack it by 2. You can buy one if you want, but it's at the end of the day. This bread is very tasty. They make it only in Ramadan. It's called Ramadan pidesi. One piece is for 7.50. I have seen it in days different from Ramadan, but I don't know why they call it Ramazan pidesi. Chicken breast. This is chicken breast. 1 kilo is for 115 Turkish lira. Sometimes it's a bit less, sometimes it's a bit more. It depends on the brand. The price is for 1 kilogram. Of chicken thighs, there is a discount on this one. It's 54.90. Sausages. This one in front, the green one, is 21 Turkish lira. There are variety of sausages and hot dogs you can choose from. Yellow cheese, 700 gram, 137.75 Turkish lira. Different brands, different weight. This is the white cheese, Turkish made. This one is 49.90 Turkish lira for 200 grams. Chishir, 62.50. Fish, fresh fish if you are interested. Salmon. More shrimps. This is the cola. The Cola Noble 2.5 liters is 29 Turkish lira. The one with the sugar free is 20.50. Here are some pickles. It's called the turşu in Turkey. So this one is 14.5 Turkish lira. If you have a Migros card, so you'll get this price. There are variety. This is the brand of Migros for mayonnaise and ketchup. This is olive oil. This brand is tasty and nice. 1 liter is 119.90 Turkish lira now. It is an offer. It was 144.90 Turkish lira for natural olive oil, or you can say virgin olive oil. Here are different prices for cooking oil. 162.95 liters. Yes, here is the price of flour. It's 49.50. It was 79.90. There is an offer on it. Five kilograms is for 49.90 Turkish lira. This is the pasta price. It's 500 grams is for 11.75, or this one is for 7.90. There are variety you can choose from. Those are some international brands of mayonnaise, the Heinz. And there is Calve by Unilever. Those are the prices, 39, 42. The ketchup is 26. This is the moutarde or mustard. This is the toilet paper price. This one is for 16 rolls. It's 68.90. This one is 32 rolls for 199.90. Different prices, different sizes. You can choose what suits you. Are the prices of toothpaste. 41.20. This one 39. 49. There is 50% discount in this one. It was 99.9. Now it's 49.95. This is the Oral-B Sensodyne. The price for toothbrush. This is where you don't know what you want. You stand in front of this line 2 hours and you don't know which one you have to pick. This is the shampoo. Clear shampoo is 79.90. You go for the head and shoulders. This one is 45.90. It was 55.90. This is the water. This is the tasty water, pack of 6. It's 34.95 now after discount. It was 39.95. Or you can buy a gallon for 5 liters. It's 16.95. Or this one, Abant, is very tasty. I buy this one. Let me see the price. It's not here. I'm not sure how much. Oh, Abant is 87.75 for 5 liters. 16.75 for one piece. It was 19.75. It's 150 milliliters. This is a kitchen loofah for 16.90. Dishwashing soap. There is also the brand of Migros is cheap, 17 Turkish Lira. Those are the roll-on prices for female. And this is for the male. You can stop the picture and see the price yourself. This is the milk. This is milk, the normal milk. 1 liter from Migros is for 17.45 Turkish Lira. You can also find the cold milk inside the fridge. This is another brand. It's called Ichim. 20.90 for 1 liter. This is cooking oil. 4 liters. 157.50. This one is half fat or semi-fat. 1 liter is for 17.45. It was 18.50. Sugar. Too much sugar is consumed in Turkey because they drink too much tea. As you can see here, 2 kilograms is for 51.90 Turkish Lira. This is sucuk. Pastırma beef. It is for 309.90 per kilogram. And this is steak, 334.90 for 1 kilogram. This is the entrecote. It's 349.90 Turkish Lira, 1 kilogram. Minced meat. Minced meat 400 grams is for 95.15. Nescafe Gold. It's 139.90. Turkish tea is 77.50. This is Migros sugar. It's 24.50 per kilogram. The prices of rice. This one is 19.50 from Migros brand. The jasmine pirinç or jasmine rice. Baldo pirinç is a good kind. It's 35.90, and there are different qualities and different kinds. I'm trying to show the minimum price. Eggs, 30 eggs. 30 eggs is for 89.25 the size, and another size for 30 eggs is 76.50 Turkish Lira. Lace chips, a big one, 150 grams is for 23.45. It's going still to be empty from inside, no matter how big it is. Doritos, the big one also, 169 grams, 20.90. There is an offer now. A pack of 6 Fuse tea, iced tea, 83.50. Almost on every supermarket in Turkey you can find some clothes and some basics from shoes or slippers or whatever, some phone accessories, etc. You cannot buy alcohol after 10 o'clock in Turkey. You can find a chair for 200 Turkish Lira for outdoor. If you liked our video about the cost of living in Turkey, please hit the like button, subscribe to stay tuned to the latest about Turkey and to see the beauty of Turkey, and thank you very much.